and welcome to my channel. I'm Lydia with Raindrop Lila, and today I have a new Etsy shop share. I'm going to be showing you guys these new kits. I also have this one. So this is I have this American Hero journal maker kit, and then I have the American Sweetheart journal maker kit. This one's a little bit more vintage, and this would work beautifully for a masculine journal. Okay, so that's kind of what I have in mind for it, but it's a great kit for a patriotic journal. It would also be great for like a veterans journal, but I also can see it as a vintage journal. It just has that vibe. And I absolutely love this. I have so many ideas for this, and I will share as I open it up. Then this one's a really fun. I feel like this is a little bit more girly, which is why I named it the American Sweetheart. I think this is a great kit for something more feminine, and it could be very retro. This reminds me of my childhood, okay? From like the 80s, like the red, white, and blue. And I love this collection also. And I am planning on making a journal with this. I have a few projects I am working on. Hopefully I'll finish them up, and then I'm going to start a journal with this theme. I did a little short, and so if you guys, I don't know if you guys seen it, but basically I showed how I turned one of parts of this kit into this. And this is just a sneak peek. It is not finished yet. And I used some of the pieces from this kit for this journal cover. Isn't it just beautiful? I love this so much. Oh my gosh. And so each one of these kits includes one of these medals. These are like high school medals. And I picked them up from a thrift shop. I wasn't sure what I would be using these for. And as I was working on this collection with this velvet piece, I just thought that the metal would work so perfectly for this journal. I feel like it's very masculine. And so if you wanted to do a journal for like maybe a dad, I think of my grandpa a lot as I'm working through this. This journal reminds me of my grandpa also. I have been really inspired by my grandpa's story. He has a lot of war stories. He's not American, but I think this would still fit him because it's about freedom, and it's also about his story, right? So I think the medal is kind of symbolic for that. I think the medal is a really great piece that symbolizes any achievements, and I think it's such a great little embellishment for a journal, and I think it works perfectly for a masculine journal. I just love the way this looks. I like this one because it has the music on there. My husband is actually a musician, and so I saved one of these with the music for me also. But each one of these are different, so I will show you guys each medal because I number them. So if you have a specific medal that you want to get, I number them so you can pick which one you want. So this is what I did with the journal, and I can give you guys a sneak peek. I'll do a sneak peek at the end, okay? So you guys can see kind of how I used it. And I'm gonna probably finish this up soon, and then I'll do a full flip through once it's finished. So you guys can see how I used the different pieces from this these kits, if you're planning to pick one up and make a journal, okay? Okay, so let's start with one. I think that I don't really want to open them all up. I'll probably open one up, okay? So this one I'll open it up, but here I'm going to give you a quick preview. This is number one, and this is what the medal looks like. This is a pretty large medal, and it has a ribbon with gold on there. And these all come with a large safety pin, and then the safety pins are all a little bit different. And I'll show you how that one looks. Okay, let's move on. This is number 2. There's that safety pin. Okay. And then here's number 3. I love the medals. I think they are so cool. They're such a fun embellishment, and I think they look great on a journal. Okay, here's the other one. Actually, I don't need to open this one up. This safety pin is a little bit different. I think it's really cool too. So each safety pin, I have kind of a variety of vintage style safety pins. And they're fairly large, and I think that they would be great for just pinning the medal to your journal. Unless you want to do what I did. I wanted to kind of make it extra special, and I happened to find this chain in my, I have like a little treasure box with different beads and things that I save. So I found a chain, and I attached it to a chain, but each kit actually comes with a safety pin that is fairly large, and they're all different. So you can technically just use the safety pin to attach to maybe a tie or something around your around your journal, and then just attach that on there. I think that would look really cool too. And so let's see what else. Okay, so I did 1, 2, 3, 4. And then I have 5, 6, 7, and 8. Okay, so let's do this one next. It has a computer. I'm trying to see the small thing. It says estimated 1958. Wilson Middle School. And it has a computer. It has a globe on there. It has a music and then some books. So here's, I think they're so cool. And then here's the, let's see if you can see the safety pin. Again, this is just a little bit different. I think they're cool. The bottles are also a little bit different. Each one is going to be, I had fun making these, and I have a message in the bottle too. I'll open the one that I open up and show you guys. I'm trying to get ahead of myself. This one's 5. I forgot to mention. Let's do 6 next. This one has the airplane or the jet. I'm trying to see. I think that's pretty cool. And let's see that safety pin. I think these safety pins are so cool. This one's really different. So this one's super different. Number 7. So this one's the same as the other one. Okay, so here's a safety pin. Do you see that? Wait, it's this way, the writing. Reunification or something like that. There is number 8. And this one has a calculator and the math. I think it's so cool. And there's a safety pin again. Okay. Okay. I'm going to move these out of the way so I can open that one. I was also going to mention that I also have just a few new eco-dyed paper kits that are coming to my shop. I actually dye my papers when I am cooking for my family because I like them to sit for a while. And so I don't always make a lot. I just make a few. And these are computer paper. They're the vintage computer papers. And so there's going to be some variation in the coloring on these. See that? But I think they are super cool. I love using them. So these are the computer paper, and this is just regular paper. And this is coffee dyed, except I was going to mention that my coffee, when I do coffee dyeing, sometimes my coffee dyed papers come out a little bit of a cooler tone. This one I made so that it has a warmer tone to it. Okay, so I experiment a lot with different colors. This one has a warmer tones, and look how beautifully it goes with this. See that? with like vintage paper. So I love that. Then I have a few of these, and these are going to include some of, this is a printable that I put together, and I don't have it in my Etsy shop because it takes a lot of time to get them ready for Etsy. So I didn't have time, so I just popped them into these kits, and I will open them up so you can see them in a little bit. I also was going to show you guys this little thing. This little, this is a little matchbox that I made, and I was going to show it to you guys. I think it's so cute. I had a little video online on how I made these, and these are little matches, and I just glued little, I don't even know what they're called, little, anyways, I made little sparklers. But isn't that just so cute? Okay, and then that just goes in there. I think that's so cute. Okay, so this is the kit. This is number 1. I just love this collection. Okay, so it comes with these 3 handmade ruffles. Here's the one with the little roses. And I love these because I feel like they are so vintage. They have almost a masculine feel to them. And I love that. I think they look really great. Now, I also made this patch. I think it's so cool. So technically speaking, if you wanted to make a journal, this will make it really easy and quick to add a focal point to your journal. You can just grab a contrasting color and then layer it over this velvet piece. So see how I have contrasting colors? You can just do that. Or you can make this into a topper with the tie. So you can just sew it down here, sew it on here, and it could be just a topper that is removable, okay? So this, I hand stitched the edges. See that? Okay, and now let me show you guys this piece. I think this piece is so cool. Okay, so here is the safety pin. It's a really large safety pin. I tied some ribbon on there, and then I have this rusty heart, and then I have the metal, and I think it's so cool. I'm obsessed with them. Okay. Then it also comes with a key, so if you wanted to do something like this, you can definitely, what I did was I sewed it on there. See that? Or you can also sew it on the inside, like on the pocket on the inside. Okay? So it's coming with the key. It also comes with this piece. I think this piece is really cool. It could be attached on the inside and like on the pocket on the inside of this. Let's see what else. It could be an embellishment. Also, you could put it on the cover if you wanted to as an embellishment. I just think this is really great. I love it. It just has a military feel, doesn't it? And it also has kind of a royal feel to it. I just love the way that looks with everything. Okay, then everything is tied up with this burlap ribbon. Oh, I included a flag. And then I also made these bottles. These are repurposed. And I have these cute little tags on here and a little charm, a little flower charm. And then inside I have a little, it's like a message in a bottle. And life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness. Okay, so this just gets rolled up and tucked in there. I love that. I think it's so cute. Okay, now this is the fabric kit. Now each piece will get a different curve from the border. So this is the velvet part. I can open this up so you guys can see how I used it in my journal. I basically stitched it on here for a pocket, okay? Okay, so this is a great piece for a pocket. You can also use this on the spine if you wanted to. You can also use it on a hardcover book. I actually was really tempted to make a hardcover book this time and just add some of this velvet on top. I just thought that would be a really cool idea also. Okay, I have a piece of lace that I included. And then this piece right here. Isn't this great? I just love this. I think it's so, so pretty. Okay, and then this is the fabric collection. How cool is this piece right here? Isn't that cool? I just love it so much. And then I have this piece. I use this piece. I can show you where I used it in my journal. I use pieces like this. I didn't bind my journal yet, but I used it for the edge. See that? And I find it strengthens it, but that's not the reason I use it. I do use that for vintage documents, but for regular paper, you don't need that. But I love the way it looks. I add it because it just looks so good. I love fabric, and I love to add fabric like this before I bind my journal pages. And then, let's see. I also add fabric like this to my pages, like little tabs. And then I also use it like this. So this piece I used right here. I use this piece right here. Okay, so I just did a little bit of collaging with the fabric. And I have this piece. I love these colors together. I think they look so good. And then if you would like to have more ideas of how to use fabric in your journals, check out my flip throughs of my videos, because I always try to point out how I use fabric in my journals. Just if you're looking for some inspiration. Here's this one. Isn't this one great too? So cool. And then I have this piece. I love that. And then I have this one. Then I have a stripe. And then I have this one. These are also great for matting, like your focal point or your photos. And then I have this piece. Okay, so this is what I used to make the cover of my journal, right? And I stitched along the edges. And then I have my topper, which this is my decorative piece, which I added on top. So this could be removed, and then you just have the journal. But if you wanted to, you can also do this, right? You can do this for your journal, or if you know you're going to make it really thick, you might want to use the longer length like this. And so then as it thickens up, it'll take up, the spine will take up more space here, but you have plenty of room to grow. See that? That's what I would do. But if you wanted to use this as your pocket, you can definitely trim this off and just use this. Sew this on here instead as your pocket and just trim it off, right? So there's so many ways to use this. And I was going to show you guys this piece. Okay, so technically you can actually, let's see. Okay, so if you wanted to, you can go like this. No, this is not enough contrast. Okay, so you're going to want something that has contrast between these two. Okay, so you can use navy for this part. See, that'll look really good. Now it stands out, right? So you can just cut this just a little bit larger than the square. And then you could either sew it on here or attach it to like a ribbon closure for the journal, or you can definitely use this. This is what I used on here. See this right here? And this right here, actually, I was going to mention, this is chipboard inside. So this is pretty sturdy chipboard. And I did a lot of layering because I love the way it looks when you do so much layering. So you can technically do that too. You can just glue this to chipboard. You can just layer these pieces, right? And you have a journal cover. So fast and so easy. Okay, so see all these colors? I just wanted to give you guys a close-up look. I love the variation and the patterns. Okay, so now we're going to move on to this one. This is the Sweetheart Kit. And it comes with this swatch card. And it also comes with this tiny little fabric tag. And then it's tied up with this red ribbon. And I have a little button on there. And it's actually attached with a bull pen. Okay, so this one comes with some of this fabric with the blue star on it. And then we have more in this one too. I'm gonna open this one up too. And these are the little mascots for this kit. I think they're so cute. This one comes with this little trim, and it wraps all the way around. So it's a pretty good size piece. It has this little red ribbon. I think this would be so cute in a journal. And then I have I have this. It's like heart trim. And it's a pretty good size piece. See that? And then it comes with a red doily. And then we have the 3 ruffles with the embroidery on them. I hand embroidered each piece, and I just love the way they look in a journal. I have the hearts, the little roses, and then the little cross stitches. Okay, and then we have more fabric. Look at this collection of fabric. I just love these prints so much. I had so much fun matching the prints, and I wanted to give you a close-up. And then this one too. Everything is actually hand cut or hand torn by me. And everything is also, usually I iron every single piece in here. Okay, so we have this piece with the stripe. I love this so much. I love the whole collection. I think it just works so beautifully together. I only have 4 of these, okay? And each one will come with this piece right here. And this is perfect to start a journal with. This is the quilted piece. And then we have all these pieces that coordinate so beautifully. You can add on top of this if you want. You can embroider this, add like little white or little red hearts all over it. I think that would be such a cute idea. I actually was considering it. And then you can also make ruffles. If you want more ruffles, you can actually make or glue more ruffles in the journal, right? So this is a great base to start with. Isn't that so pretty? I love that so much. Then here's this piece. I actually don't want to, let's see. I'm going to move them down so I can just flip them over. Okay. And then this piece, isn't that so pretty? I love the floral print. This right here can actually make a whole new journal cover. All you need is some batting, and you can stitch this into a journal cover. So you can actually make multiple covers out of this kit. You can make multiple journals out of this. And how pretty is this? I love this gingham. Check fabric. It's so cute. And isn't it so pretty? I love this so much. So cute. And look how good the combinations look together. Oh my goodness. And I have this piece. Some pieces I actually cut and some pieces I tear because I love that. I love the edge. I love the torn edge. So I like to, when I can, I will tear my fabrics. Okay. So we have like, this print has the flag. So this is perfect for 4th of July, Americana, or if you want to do something for United States 250th birthday. This is perfect for it, but you will see I only have 1, 2. This one can be either or. This can be very Americana or patriotic, and same with this one. I think works for anything. And then we also have the stars that I think they're very Americana vintage. So you're not really limited. You could use these fabrics for a lot of different themes also, which is what I'm kind of planning to do. I love the Americana theme, and I think that fits just with like an American vintage style, like maybe a 40s, 50s style. I think the red and the blue look so good with that style. So I just wanted to mention that. I also have printables that I made. They're called the Americana collection. And I love to use those for 4th of July, but I think they work really well for anything, really. Okay, I just think they work well for a vintage style Americana journal. And I have some of the pages here. I'm going to go through these in a minute, but I have like the vintage Americana documents. And then I have a Freedom collection with like this and this. And then I have the documents. So if you go to my Etsy shop, you'll see I have a pretty big collection. This is my antique blues, I believe. Okay. And then I have some of these if you wanted to. So if you're looking for printables that will work well with these collections, I will link these below so you can see kind of what I had in mind. These are the ones that I love working with. These are really great for this Americana, the Sweetheart collection. I think they're so, so cute. And how cool are these black and white photos? I love them. I think they're great. And then the documents are just perfect because they're basically American letters and documents. And I even have like the Declaration of Independence in here, like this. So isn't that great? And then I have some nautical ones also that I think would work really great with this whole collection. So that's just if you guys want some inspiration. And then let's go ahead and show you guys these ones. I love this too. Look how pretty this is. This gauzy fabric is so, so good. Isn't that pretty? I love that. And then I love this, I don't know if it's cotton or linen, but I love that texture. It's so pretty. It's so good to work with. This is really great too. This is a really thick fabric. This would work really well as a pocket if you want something sturdier. I love this too. So good. I love the whole collection. I think it's so fun and it's just so pretty to work with. I love the polka dot too, by the way. I love this denim polka dot. I think it's perfect. Isn't that pretty? I love that. I love the mix of blues. And then I loved working with this. Oh my gosh, this, you guys, is so amazing. I don't know if it's real suede, but it's very soft and it feels like suede. Okay, so it's like it just feels like suede. It's so pretty. I actually have, let's see, I believe I have it in here. I used it up there. I love making these. I use my swatch cards quite often, and I love swatching my fabrics because I love fabrics. I think, I don't know, it's just it's so nice to work with fabrics. And then this is a nice thick piece too. I actually was thinking of making a like a little journal out of this. Wouldn't that be cute? I think this is great too. It's a really nice fabric. And you know what else? This would also look really good glued on top of a hardcover journal or on the spine. This would be really great. I love the fabric. I love the weight of it. And then this is really great. I love the light blue polka dot over the navy. I think that is so cool. I can't see it in my screen, but I'm hoping it will show up on the screen. I have a little small screen right in front of me, so I can see what I'm doing, although I don't always see like really well on there. And then I have this piece, dark blue. This is great. I was going to mention that you'll see with my collections, I like to have a lot of different colors and I like to have contrasting colors. So that's just one tip when you layer your pieces. If you have contrasting colors, it helps your pieces pop. And it also helps, it really helps your pieces stand out, right? So like having the blue by itself, it's pretty, but when you have the white on top of it, and especially with the little hearts, that really adds to it. And it's just so visually pleasing. It's so pretty. So layering pieces really, really helps because it just gives it more texture and it looks so good. So that's why I like to add a lot of different pieces, and I like to coordinate them so that the job is kind of done for you. You can just grab them and layer them and you're kind of ready to go. Okay, so now I have these ones, and I am going to bring this one in, which I already have partially opened. I think these are really great for a journal, and it fits the whole look, especially with the Sweetheart. I think the Sweetheart collection will look so cute with that. Okay, I have some cards in here. I love the colors. I think they are great to tuck into a journal. The backs could be covered up with either like junk journal paper. You can turn these into like little mini pieces of art. Basically, you can glue a piece of coffee dyed paper and you can journal on here. You can decorate the front of them. I mean, you might want a contrasting color. Like, how cute would that be? And then you can add maybe like one of these little dolls on there. Wouldn't that be cute? See that? So you could just do a little bit of layering. This is one of my printables. So, and then here's this one with the map. I just had to include that. Okay. Then these are actually all the pieces that I went and I gathered for making a journal. These are all the pieces I grabbed for using in my journal. So I have the tickets. I love to use printables, but I also like to use ephemera also. Okay, so I actually added one of these. I think this will be really cute to embellish a journal with. I made these this week. this, and I printed them off because I didn't have time to make them into printables. So I don't have them available in my Etsy shop, but they are part of this kit, right? A lot of times when I make kits, they have to be kind of complete and they have to be multiple pages. And then I have to prepare them for Etsy and then I have to upload them. So sometimes that will take hours. So this time I kind of ran out of time. So I just printed the ones that I loved and I'm including them in this paper kit. So if you want to pick it up, you guys will get these cute little kids. And there's a few more in here I'll show you guys. And then I have this vintage paper. I have a blue doily. I have some pretty stationery. This is great for tucking in a journal. You can fold it up, layer it like this, and you can just add it to your journal. Then I have book pages. I kind of love reading the titles too. Some of them are just like Ties for Rugged Men. Okay, that sounds weird. But some of them I don't read, but I thought this was kind of cool, the Philadelphian. And then the Fire in the Wood. I don't know, those look interesting to me. I use book pages all the time in my journals. And so this is just great for using. They're different colors, different pieces. Here's another printable with verses. And then I have a notebook paper. I have a book that is basically, it's patriotic and it's Christian poetry. And so this is one of them. This is going to be an example because they're all going to be a little bit different. And then I have some more book pages. I was going to say that if you guys have been watching me for a while on my YouTube channel, these are some of the papers I double printed on. So if you want to try that out, you can use these. I just printed one of my printables with like the birds or my wall art printables onto one of these type of papers. Okay, this one's a little bit shinier. This works really well too. I loved doing that. This is a vintage recipe book. This is a vintage paper, also recipe book page. This is more yellow than that one, and I love the variety. This is a yellowed. It has a very yellow tone. I love the variety, and look how well it works with the burgundy. That vintage color. It looks so cool. Okay, then I have it's like a math workbook page. And then I have something from, it's like an American book. And so it has different antiques from America is what my understanding is. So these will all be a little different. And then I have a crochet book page. It's vintage or antique. And then it'll have this darker piece like that with the crocheted parts. And then this is also from a workbook, and I like that it has the red border. I think that's great, especially for this theme. I love to work with that. And then it's like a school book page, right? And I think this was a Christian school book. I'm not sure if it'll say anything on here, but I will have one that will have some kind of a Christian quote. See, it talks about the Bible. So I thought that would be kind of fun to add to a journal, since it has like different, either a verse or it talks about, you know, Bible. It's like Bible setting. Okay, then I have this page. I love that, actually. It is from a crocheted or kind of like a craft book. And I chose the pieces that have some blue in it. So if you love adding book pages or something a little bit more eclectic like this is a great way to add it in, because I made sure it has some blues. So basically mixing these in with your pattern papers or printables will give it a more eclectic look. So I chose papers that I think will look really good with the printed papers also. Okay, so this I believe it's more Christian based. So it has different questions. It was like a homeschooling workbook. My mom homeschooled my siblings, and then my sister homeschooled her children. And so I got a lot of books from them, and I also would go to a lot of garage sales, and I always bought books. So I have a lot of really old homeschooling books. And so these ones, I decided that they would be really cool in a journal. So here's what they look like. Each one will be a little different, and you can cover some page parts up, or you can layer on top of them. I thought it would be really cool to include one of these in there. It has, it's a page from a Christian homeschooling workbook. Okay, so it's going to have like a Christian viewpoint to them. Now each kit will get a different one because it was from the same book. So that'll be cool to add to a journal. This one I think is really cool too. And then a vintage notepad paper. I had to fold it down so that it would fit. And then I have some kind of like a vintage magazine page. And then I have a music sheet, and it's going to have some kind of soldier theme, or some kind of patriotic or like USA type of theme. They'll all be a little bit different. And then I have this piece. I love this piece. I just used this in one of my journals. And then I have this. Okay, now if you guys want to be able to pick one of these up from as a printable, let me know, because I'll try to add it to my Etsy shop. I just didn't get around to it yet. So, but if I know you guys want it, I'll try to add it. Okay, so that is this kit. I think I am done. Oops. Okay, I have this. This is my Happy Mail number 3. Okay, so I try to put out a Happy Mail just about every month. And once I release a kit, I'll print them out, but then they won't be available anymore. So I have a limited amount of these. They do take a lot of time because I actually hand cut everything out. So once I do one batch, I'm done with them. Okay. So this isn't that so cute? This is great for journaling on. And this is like a little postcard. They're going to be white on the back though. Okay. And I think they're really cute for journaling on. These are just some printed papers. The Declaration of Independence. This is one of my printables, but I scaled it down. And then this is a little label. And then this one, and then this one. And then this is the Happy Mail label. Okay. So that's what, I'll give you guys a close-up. So cute. Okay, so I have, this is Happy Mail number 3. And then I wanted to show you guys really quick the journal. This is the topper. I basically glued, I mentioned it, I think. I glued my piece. I hand stitched it all, and then I glue the pieces onto chipboard. So this is very sturdy. This also has, I sewed it. I sewed it all the way across. And I had to use my awl to poke the holes through my chipboard. And then I left this part open like this. I still sewed it, so you have the stitching. But I left it open so you can tuck in a note. It's like a secret hiding place. Okay, so then you can take it off Oh, let me show you guys this. And then you can take it off, and here is the journal. And then it's not done. I have all the pieces here, but this right here is like a little mini notebook I made out of a file so that I could attach this to it. Because here's the deal, this is fairly heavy, right? But I love it so much. I think it's so cool. I wanted to make it work. So basically the idea is I didn't want to attach it just to a regular piece of paper because that's not going to be that strong because this is so heavy, right? So I thought, okay, I need something sturdier. And so I have this file folder that I could attach it to. Let's go like this. So then it's a little bit better, right? And then it could be taken off. And I have this tassel. I just thought it would be so cool. It just makes it so royal, I think. I don't know what other word to use for it, but I just think this tassel is really cool. And then this right here is it's like one of those curtain clips, right? And then I have this chain. I'm not even sure where this chain came from, but I saved it. And sometimes I wonder if I will get to using all the pieces I saved. But yesterday I was like, oh my gosh, I need something to attach this. Maybe a chain will work well. And I found the chain, and then I found this piece. I just pulled out a bunch of pieces that I thought would work. And then I added this little, everything's getting tangled up just a bit. Hold on. Okay, I added this bowl pen with this bead. I actually do the beading. I make these beads, right? I have the beads and I have the tool and I make the beads so that I can attach them to my journals. And then I had this button and I attached it to one of these pieces, and then I added some ribbon and some velvet ribbon and sari ribbon. And now I think that it looks like a medal. So it's like a double medal, right? I think it's cute. So that's kind of what I did. This is like a mini writing journal. And you'll notice the pages. It's fairly simple because I wanted to have a lot of space to write in. This is the paper from my paper kit. This is one of my marbled papers. And then this is my Americana kit. I love this one so much. I think it's a neutral. I think it's a beautiful neutral that works so well in a journal. This is a map. Again, it's light enough to journal over. And then a book page. And then I made a little pocket on here. Isn't that great? I just love it. I think it turned out really great. And so this will just be closed like that, right? And oh, I printed on linen paper. Okay, let's see. And then I'll flip through it really quickly. Oh, I used fabric on there too. Especially this one is an old book page, so this is perfect. I tucked in my flag. I'm going to tuck it in somewhere. I tucked this in. This can also be glued down as a pocket, right? Or it could be attached, let's see, like in the back with like a little safety pin or something. Okay. I also used some other pages, like I think it's called His Story. I have some masculine journals that I made. Here's another way I use the fabric. This is a pocket, is it? Yeah, it's a pocket. I have a masculine journal printable, and I love to use those mixed in with my Americana. This is part of it, my Americana journal, because I feel like it's a little bit, at least this one's going to be a little bit more of a masculine style journal, and it's going to be more vintage. right? Unless it's not going to have a lot of frills. I'll probably use some ruffles, but they will be a lot more subdued and more like pleats, if that makes sense. That's what I kind of want to do for this journal, because it's going to have a masculine feel to it. I want it to be like a journal where somebody's going to want to write about their dad or their husband, or maybe it could also be maybe like a historical type of a journal. That's kind of my inspiration for this. Obviously, you know, people can use it as they wish, but that's my inspiration and what I'll probably add to it. Okay? Now, while I was working on that, I found this cover, this book cover or magazine book cover, and I just thought, oh my gosh, isn't this amazing? I love it so much. I was like, it has to be a little journal. I just have to make it. And I just added her on here. She is actually glued onto some chipboard, like a thicker cardboard. It's not just cardstock. And I just added her on there. But so yeah, I started this. You can see my start of the journal. I have this page here. I love that verse. Isn't that great? So I'm going to probably clip this on here somewhere. Okay. And then here's the poem. I mean, when I go through my journals, I love to find pieces like this that I pull out and read. And kind of, I like that in my journals. Okay. And then I can jot something down, maybe a thought, or add a picture. And so this is the beginning. This is also right here. This is linen paper. I love the texture. Let me show you up close. I will link the printables below so you can find them easily. I will link all the kits so you can find them if you want to. So now I was going to mention I'm working on these two journals. And so if you're interested in them, follow me, because once they're ready, I will do a flip through of them. And even if you're not interested in buying them, if you're just looking for inspiration, I will have the flip through, and I always like to share kind of my thought process. So, and give you guys some tips. So that's what I'm going to be working on. And now I have something else I wanted to show you guys. Okay, so I have this other journal maker kit. I'm going to show you guys really quick. Okay, so this comes with this little goodie package. It has some beads in here. And then it comes with this vintage quilted piece. And then it also has this handmade little tag. It has a little bottle of, I don't know what that is. Okay, let me re-say that. It comes with this little embellishment bottle. This is really cute to add to your journal also. And then I have some fabric pieces here that are coordinating. Okay, and then it also comes with this little, this is a bottle cap. It's a little bottle cap charm that I made. Let's see. Okay, there we go. It's really tiny. It's got the little girl in there. I think it's so, so adorable. It also comes with this little quilted heart and these little stars. And then these are handmade by me. And so it comes with those two, those yo-yos. Okay. So this is available also. Okay, now I have these folios that I made, and they're going to be just a little bit different. This one, I'm not going to open up because I have this one. It's So it's going to be tied up with this, right? And this is actually chipboard. So it's pretty sturdy. And then you open it up and there's all this ephemera in here. I have vintage checks. I have receipts in here. I have all these different pieces, vintage pieces. I love these. Aren't those great? Again, the theme is Americana, so you're going to have a lot of vintage pieces, red, white, and blue. I have this piece, 1972, 1975. I got some Bible verse pages, and these are from, it was like a workbook type of Bible, and then some more vintage pieces. I made this piece. This could be glued into a journal. I think it's really, really great. I just actually attach it right here, but let's see what else. Okay, I got a ticket here. I got some book page. It's like a calendar page. Just some, this is like a patriotic book with some poetry. Some more workbook pages. Okay. So that's this. It's a great folio full of vintage pieces to use for making a journal. Okay, and this gets attached here. Okay, so this one is, this is that one. And then I also have this one. When you open it up, it's gonna be fairly the same, except this one has that in it, okay? So that's what is included. Okay, then I was going to mention that I have some paper kits available. These are printed on cardstock and they are already cut out. And look how many pieces you get. This is just a ton of different pieces. And these are all going to be on sale right now. And then I'm going to do a quick flip through like this so you can see the pieces. I think that I'm going to have these on sale, but if they don't sell right away, I am going to just use them because I want to make room in my craft room. So these will only be available for a limited time, okay? The printed Americana kit. This is one of the tall ones. Okay, and then I have a standard version right here. Again, these are all cut out, so you get some tags, and then you get these pages. Let me see. Let me flip through them quickly. So if you love this style, or if you picked up one of the fabric kits, this would be a great add-on. But yeah, if they don't go really quick, I'm trying to make room in my craft room and I don't want them sitting around, so I'm just gonna use them myself. I'm probably gonna use them for the journals I'm working on right now. But I'll give it a couple days. Okay. And then I have this one too. And again, this is going to have a bunch of pieces. I spent hours cutting everything up, which is why I think that I might just, I'm thinking I don't have to print them out anymore. I can just use these. So this is a good variety to work with. I think these are great because they're also a little bit neutral. I think that they would work with a variety of journals because they have a vintage look. I love this too. I love that so much. And then this, isn't that pretty? I love that. And then I love this one too. One of my favorite pages. Isn't it just so cool? Okay. It kind of reminds me of the Ralph Lauren sweater. I just remembered it now. I don't know why. I think I saw it somewhere online. Okay. Then I also want to mention that I have this printed on regular paper. This is available in my Etsy shop. Then I also have this. This is the Little Blessings collection. It's a 20-piece printable. So I have 16 background papers and layouts. Plus I have 4 pages of ephemera in this kit. Okay, so this is kind of a special kit where I included some of the ephemera in it. Okay, so that's what that is. I also have another box, another bin. Okay, so I'm going to go real quick through these. Show you guys, if you love pastels, I think I have 1 or 2 of those available. I also have one. So this has pink, white, and this pale blue. This one's pink, white, blue, and then it's got pops of yellow also. Okay, and then, yeah, I have 2 of these guys. Oops. This one has the handmade ruffles with the embroidery on it. I also have this one with the doily. I actually have a couple of those available. And then, let's see. I have some of these mystery paper bundles. These are a really good deal because they are basically this is my mystery paper bundle, and so they are an incredible deal. And so I'm showing you just it's kind of got a variety of pages in there. Here's another one. And then I have this also, my vintage computer paper kit. This has the vintage, this is the computer paper with the edge on there. I think they're really fun to use in a journal. I have this. This is such a beautiful kit. I love these colors so much. All these pastel colors. It's a mixed media paper kit, and it has stationery. It has all these pieces. It has decorative napkins. It just has a bunch of stuff in it. I opened this up so you guys can see what it is in another video. But anyways, I have a purple maker kit. This includes hand embossed papers and die cuts. This took forever to make, so I don't make them that often anymore. But this is a great kit. Also, I have some mixed pastels. These are like, I'm going to open them so you can see. If you love working with hand-dyed papers. I have just maybe 1 or 2 of these left. Just a variety of hand-dyed papers. So, so pretty. And then these are more neutral. This is a very, very light, like a purplish color. Okay. And then I have a pretty and pink one available. And then I have this one. This one's so cool. It's got embossed vintage gold cardboard. I just love that so much. I painted the doily silver. Got a lot of great pieces also. And then I have this mystery paper bundle. This one. I tried to kind of keep them kind of the same style. So I have a neutral one, and then I have these ones have a lot of Cornelia's Garden in there. I have a mixed media napkin kit. So if you love using napkins, I have some vintage, I believe they are vintage in here. I have a variety of napkins. They're great for gluing onto your book pages, and then you can see the book print coming through. It looks so good. I love using those. I gotta do that again. I have another Americana kit, and then I have this one, and then that is it. So I wanted to show you guys what I have available, because I'm gonna put everything on sale because these take up space in my craft room, and I wanted to let you guys know. If you guys like this video, hit the like button. And if you guys want to be notified of when I get new journals out, I always do a flip through of my journals. So hit the subscribe button and you will be notified of any of my future content. Thank you so much for everything, for being here and for your support. I truly appreciate you guys. I hope you guys have a wonderful 4th of July weekend.